Legend of Total War here, and today we've got a rating your one-man Doomstack video covering Luthor Harkon, going up against Tyrion with a fairly strong high elf army there, settlement garrison, and the some reinforcements over here. That's a bit mix and match. Yeah, about 2.5 full stacks. So Luthor Harkon's equipment is as follows. Doesn't have the Sword of Cain, doesn't have his unique item, which I would agree with because it's not very good. It's not on a Terrorgeist, so that's interesting. He's got the Obsidian Blade, Armor of Destiny, and Talisman of Preservation. Those two there are essential for one-man Doomstacks. As for the Obsidian Blade, you could have gone with a lot of other things, and that's fine. Black Buckthorn's treasure map here, which gives us campaign movement range, which is definitely good for the campaign side of things, but won't really do much for the actual battle. He's also got the Spell of Necromancer's Apprentice, which provides 20% ward save. If we have a look at his abilities and his resistances, he's got ward save 51%, physical resistance 35%, so he's at 86% there. He's got a lot of fire resistance here, which is really going to come in handy because everyone here that can do magical attacks, if you have a look, magical attacks also does flaming attacks. So if we add on the ward save and fire resistance, we're actually at our resistance cap. So the flaming attack here is actually very detrimental for everything here that has magical attacks. The Phoenixes, they've all got flaming attacks. Don't think there's anyone else here. Everyone else here is doing physical attack, which is actually, he's weaker against physical than he is against fire. This is why I've often said that flaming attacks are almost universally bad, because it's a lot easier to get flaming resistance than it is to find fire weakness. There's only a few units in the game that really truly have fire weakness. The only downside to having them do flaming attacks on us is that it will still lower our regen rate, but it won't lower our regen cap. Anyway, let's jump into this battle here and see how we go. I imagine he took him off the Terrorgeist here because of all the flaming attacks from like Tyrion and the Phoenixes. But yeah, and Sisters of Avalon. Although I think that if you were on your Terrorgeist, you would still have max resistance against the Sisters. It's just that you'll be a much bigger target. Also, on foot, they shouldn't shoot at him. Unless, of course, they've changed things with this latest patch. It's actually the first battle I've played on the new patch, 2.3. I know they changed the AI behavior a little bit with this stuff, but let's just see if they'll shoot at single entities that are on foot. We should definitely go and fight in the forest. There's no downside for us. Just turn this off for the time being. Oh, look at that. They're going to shoot at him. So, in this latest patch, they have made ammo wasting. They've returned ammo wasting. It's on very hard battle difficulty. Interesting. That is interesting. Okay. Now, Luthor Harkon is not a great spellcaster, but we do have a very good spell here, Vanguard's Revenge. He also had a very high Winds of Magic reserve, so we should be able to use that quite a few times. I can. So Tyrion is there, not landing any hits, that's good. Tyrion's very high melee attack will land some hits throughout the course of the battle. Let's see about doing one of these. No, it's out of range. Just have to wait. Luthor Harkon doesn't have Arcane Conduit, so spamming spells is not really a good option here. So that's just melee damage there. Alright, let's just speed this up for the time being. I wonder if the AI is actually better in the latest patch, or if they just made it worse. It's quite possible they've made it worse, for certain situations. Not sure what they're doing. Not taking much damage. See, fighting in the forest here is making all their large units lose melee attack. Okay, let's use a Vanguard's Revenge, which is definitely one of the best spells in the game. Can't overcast it. Like I said, he's not a good spellcaster. But you don't need to overcast the spell, because it is insane. 50,000 damage just about. No, it actually did do 50,000 damage. So with this here, he gets to 1,000 weapon strength. Could use Kraken's pull, but I think this is way more efficient. Because yeah, look at those kills. It all just comes down to, can he duel these other guys? The infantry is nothing. That's just easy army losses. And this is, yeah, like I said, it's on very hard battle difficulty. The AI is so much more prone to just blobbing up than it was in Warhammer 2. Like, if this was Warhammer 2, they would maybe send 2 to 3 units at us. And the thing is, that would require us to just cast more spells, but because they blob up so easily in Warhammer 3, even though you don't have as much winds of magic potential, you don't need as much because they'll just die so easily to it. Oh my god. It's such a strong spell. Alright, Tyrion has so far done 0 damage. Nice. 40 damage on that Arcane Phoenix. What about the... Yeah, that's fine. Also got... What do I need to debuff them for? They're not landing any hits on him. There's Tyrion gone. This is really strong, especially considering no Sword of Cain. Seems like he really geared it towards dealing with the High Elves, though, because of all their... They usually couple up their magic attacks with flame attacks. So that's one way of dealing with High Elf and magical attacks is by having fire resistance. Because currently the only way to deal with magical attacks... I'm talking about magical attacks, not spell resistance, but that's easy. But magical attacks, you need ward save. Magic resistance is out. God damn. Yeah, still getting hits in there. Alright, let's get in and get some close-ups. Where is he? Yeah, it's hard to see what's going on. Gotta bloody find him. Still got plenty of reserves, but because it doesn't have Arcane Conduit, it does take a little while to... Oh my god. They just... They didn't even hit Luthor Harkon with that. They're just straight up killing their own units. Yeah, don't tell me that the AI is, like, good in Warhammer 3. It is not. The AI is just not programmed to deal with these sort of situations. Does he get Kiss of the Deep? No, he doesn't. Well, he's not really taking any damage. Again, if we have a look at the various things that could do damage to him, like the Phoenix here, it's done 100 damage. If we look at Tyrion, Tyrion has done a whole 145 damage. Absolutely nothing. The Arcane Phoenix has done 80 damage. Because he's got really high melee defense, so they just got a really low chance of hitting him in the first place, and then he resists it for the most part. Them sending in all this infantry as well is making it harder for them to hit him. At the very best, all they're doing is disrupting him. God damn. There he goes, doing it again. Killing your own units. I think the mindset here is we have to kill our own units so that he doesn't get as many kills in his victory screen here. What are they doing? I don't think we need to use the army abilities, just keep using Luthor Harkon. Like, I'd use them if I felt like I needed to, but nothing's done any damage to him. If we have a look here at these units, 4 damage. The Sisters of Avalon and melee there. Nothing's doing any damage to him whatsoever. It's pretty funny. Although it does seem like, at this point here, they're kind of backing off, being like, okay, this isn't working, let's try something else. What was that? They did.
Luthor Harkon!
Speed this up a bit. Yeah, they just can't hit him. Well, you definitely don't want to be meleeing an entire army like this. You want to be using spells, or else every battle's going to take forever. Tyrion, yeah, still just hasn't done any serious damage. Maybe they were just trying to regroup with their reinforcements, and then they're coming back in.
They are lambs!
Yeah, best I don't give him any commands, or else he'll probably derp out. Just let him fight whatever. Since nothing's really doing any serious damage. Obviously, I want him to focus on Tyrion, but it's fine. Just use this opportunity here, when there's not that much of a blob, to generate some winds of magic, because like I said before, we're just not generating it that quick. Also just trying to think, what would this be weak against? Probably, like, single entities that don't have flaming attack and have magical attack, so demon armies might be a problem. Like, if you went up against a bloodthirsters would be fine. Great unclean ones probably would be a bit of a problem, because they're magical without doing flame. Keeper of Secrets would be a problem. Soul Grinders, for the most part, would be a problem. Terracotta Sentinels would be a problem. Big problem, actually. Those ones. But then again, in those sort of situations, just get on your Terrorgeist. And yeah, they couldn't get you. Because the reason why Bloodthirsters wouldn't be a problem is because they do flaming attack. Look at that. You know, Tyrion's stats are really bloody good, and he's just doing nothing to him. Good amount of damage being done every single time we land a hit. Lost his physical resistance. He had 10%, I don't know where it went. Yeah, you gotta love it how they'll kill their own units with that. The AI is just programmed to use abilities, even if it's detrimental.
On my word!
Okay, it's a decent blob, but I reckon if we do one more Vangeist's Revenge, I'm pretty sure it'll cause the army losses, and I kind of would like to see him finish Tyrion off. Problem is that might take a little while. If I issue specific commands here, there's no guarantee he's going to focus on him. So let's give it a second and see. Oh, he's getting some hits in there. The Heart of Avalon will trigger probably next time he lands an attack. There we go. It's definitely not landing every single hit, but it's getting done. Luthor Harkon could just sit here for ages. Could probably use Kraken's Pool to also win, because it's a circular blob as opposed to a line with this. We haven't even come close to hitting our regen cap. Not even close. Nothing is doing damage to him. Absolutely nothing. Get Tyrion again. Yeah, we haven't hit him since last time we tried. Sometimes you gotta keep issuing orders over and over again, which can be a little bit frustrating, but at the same time, the reason that that's done is because sometimes a character is just not capable of being able to reach a certain character that you tell to attack, and so it'll cancel the order rather than constantly try to do a move order. Okay, there's the army losses anyway.
I know. Luthor Harkon.
Wow, that was really good.
With haste.
Really bloody strong. So, 2,500 damage. Sorry, so 2,500 kills. No one could just land a hit on him. Even Tyrion himself. That was a really good test for him as well, because oftentimes these one-man doomstacks, their entire crutch is just inflicting the army losses with magic, but we didn't need to. We could have sat there for another half an hour. Not that we would have wanted to. So 200,000 damage done there. He still had plenty of winds of magic. He just needed to wait for the right times to cast them.
We demand freedom.
All right. Now let's get to oh my god. Oh. Just back off. No, come on. Oh. I want to bloody look at his stats. Okay, we can maybe do this. Maybe this will work. Ah, damn it. Alright, I'm not going to be able to check it out then. But yeah, look, in terms of a one-man Doomstack, fantastic job with it. Obviously, you could have won that manually, but I didn't want to like fight another 5-10 minute battle on that. Really, it doesn't need to say far back. Really, really good job with this. You could pick up the Sword of Cain. I think that the Vampire Coast is a faction that can kind of tolerate it a bit to make him even stronger against like regular magic attacks. But yeah, against the High Elves, they just don't have anything that can deal with this. The fact that he was able to handle Tyrion that easily was really good, and I totally agree with your decision to keep him on foot. And if you go up against an enemy that lacks missiles and maybe has a lot of ground magical attacks, then you can just put him on his Terrorgeist, no problem. So that's really, really well done. This is basically 10 out of 10. But yeah, I really wanted to have a look at the traits and stuff, but given that he had 35% physical resistance, and he said that he put in a lot of effort to go around the map, and you can see it through the mini-map there, that he's gone around the place and had a look. He's got all the traits that are required, because you can see that all the locations that you needed to go to get those specific traits, specifically the physical resistance one, they have been visited. It's turn 135, so he's had time to do it. Anyway, that's the end of this one here, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this one-man Doomstack. I think they did a fantastic job. Basically 10 out of 10, especially considering there was no Sword of Cain. Appreciate you guys. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time, fuckers. Bye.